All right, so everybody, he's gonna do the interviews. We know it's a tight schedule.
What's up to Devin and his family, and yeah, I wish him all the best.
I'm glad to give everyone the workout, the full workout. We'll have Mikey filming and our coach filming. Just make sure that you leave an email or a Dropbox or someplace.
I feel amazing. Right here, Devin, it was a great fight, and I'm very happy with it. Everybody stand back. Hey guys, I came to say what's up. Good luck with everything. Hey, we're gonna be doing one-on-one, so everybody get in the line, stand back, so the person behind you has space. Thank you. Definitely. Everybody stand back a little bit, please.
1 2 1 2. Hello, hello.
Hey, Eddie. Everybody, I need everybody to move back a few feet so the interviewers can have their own space. Thank you.
Okay. This is a reminder for IFLC, the proudly sponsored by Everlasting, the fight capital of the world. We're at the top ranked gym here in Las Vegas. I'm joined by the Dream, Devin Haney. Not long to go now with you and Geroge Kambosos Jr. What does it feel like fighting the undisputed title?
Man, it's a dream come true. Finally get my shots at all the belts. Is something that I won't be ashamed of. But still got a lot of work to do. Still got to go in there and win and collect it. But I'm happy that I got my shots.
It's very rare for fighters to fight for an undisputed title ever. You're doing it at such a young age. Did you realise or did you dream, envisage that it happened at this stage of your career?
Yeah, I never thought it would happen this early. You know, a lot of fighters fight their whole career. They be at the top level and they still never get shot at the undisputed world title. So I'm thankful that I got my opportunity. I thank God for it. And I look forward to showcasing everything that I made on June 4th.
I'm sure months ago, a couple of years ago, you thought you'd be fighting the undisputed title with the likes of Teofimo Lopez or Tank or maybe even a Ryan Garcia, but you go up against Geroge Kambosos Jr. What did you take of his win against Lopez, and were you shocked by the result?
He went in there and he did what he was supposed to do. He got the job done. I can't take nothing away from him. He was a better man that night, and it is what it is. He's the next guy in line. It didn't matter who it was, if it was T.O., if it was him, no matter what. I wanted to fight for the undisputed, and here we are.
What dangers does George present?
He's a durable guy. He's tough, comes in shape, trains hard. But there's none that he does better than me. I got more speed than him. I got more power than him. Better ring IQ. It's nothing that he could beat.
I'm sure you thought you'd be fighting for the undisputed title here or somewhere in the States, but you go to Australia. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely thought that I would be fighting. I didn't see myself fighting overseas for probably ever in my career. Me being champion, I just never thought that it would happen. But it's boxing. Anything can happen. And here we are. I have no problem. I didn't sign up for it once. I signed up for it twice. So that's how much of it. That's how cool it is.
Devin, I haven't spoken to you since you've done your deal with Top Rank, to you on Matrimony's Zone show. So, what were your thoughts about the deal being landed on an ESPN broadcast with Top Rank and not with your previous partners in Matrimony's Zone?
I mean, at the end of the day, business is business. Of course, I was signed to Eddie and Matrimony's Zone. I thought that the fight was going to come through then, but the way that it was set up, it happened to go with Top Rank and ESPN, and it is what it is. It's business, and we move past that. And
how was that relationship left with Eddie and Matrimony?
Oh, it's a great relationship. At the end of the day, they understand business is business, and I had to do what was best for me, best for my career. I thank them for everything. I thank Eddie. I thank his own for putting me in position. I thank them for everything they the fighter that I am today. They made me to the star that I am today, and I thank them for it. They did a lot for me. They were good.
As you mentioned earlier in the interview, if, in your opinion, when you beat Geroge Kambosos Jr. in Australia, the rematch will have to take place again in Australia. Did you guys try to change that and get a rematch done in America?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we proposed in the beginning. We said something like that, but it never really it wasn't too much dialogue about it. They were firm on what they wanted as far as negotiations. They didn't change not one thing. It never was one thing that they were open to changing. But the one thing that I demanded was fair judging, and that was it.
Have you planned when you're going to travel to Australia?
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to leave Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to be out there for 3 weeks, just get acclimated and get used to the climate and everything that Australia has to offer.
No worries on that front, getting used to obviously different time zones and weather, etc.
Yeah, no worries about that. It is what it is. I'm prepared mentally for it. I understand that, I'm gonna be in a different environment, but sometimes we perform better when we're uncomfortable.
Where's your hype man? Is he here?
He's late, man. He's late.
You better tell him off. Can you just give me, I know we're a month back, but can you give me a prediction how this fight goes and pound that with Geroge Kambosos Jr.?
Me being victorious by any means necessary. I feel like I said, there's nothing that he does better than me. And he's a tough guy, but I will use his toughness and his heart and all that. It will backfire.
Devin Haney, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Safe travels to Australia on Sunday, and I'm sure we'll try and catch a word with you before the fight. All right? Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice one, Devin.
This is Andy Paul off Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Las Vegas, and I'm joined by WBC World Champion Devin Haney. Devin, firstly, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to hear. And also, you've got this massive fight, the undisputed belts on the line against Geroge Kambosos. Just talk me about camp first and foremost. How's everything started, Devin?
Everything is going great. Everything's going as planned. Having a great training camp. Happy. I'm healthy. My weight is good. So everything is falling into place. We take off to Australia on the weekend. So I'm excited.
Then we saw the announcement press conference when the fight was first made. Did you ever feel, from what George was saying, he was overlooking you, or did you ever feel disrespected by any of his comments?
He's not dumb. He's a smart guy. He knows to not overlook me. He knows what I bring to the table, and he now that the fight is made, he understands that he's actually the B side. Like, he's actually the one that's in there to lose.
From what you saw of his most recent bout with Teofimo, what do you feel you can exploit of his?
We got to see on fight night. At the end of the day, he made a lot of mistakes in the fight, but I mean that's boxing. Nobody's perfect. It is what it is, and I will use his weaknesses against him, and we're going to exploit all the things that he does best.
So you're obviously still very young yourself. How much more do you feel you have to show to everybody who will be tuning in?
I mean, I got a lot to show. Every day I'm getting better and better. I'm getting more mature. So, yeah, each fight I look to show more and more and more and more.
You've obviously seen this fight end up with Top Rank and on ESPN. You've spent recent times working with Matchroom and DAZN. Just talk to me about that move, Devin. Was it difficult moving away from kind of more of a comfortable situation working with Eddie?
Yeah, of course. It's always different when you leave a network and a promoter and you move on to someone different. But it is what it is. I moved on, and now I'm here at Top Rank with Bob, ESPN, Lou DiBella, and of course my dad. And we're moving on and looking to get the belts on June 4th.
How much of a benefit do you feel it is being classed as a free agent, Devin? Because obviously we've seen after the Rolly Romero fight, Tank will be a free agent as well. There some big fights that could be made there. And you've said from day one that you feel that it's the best thing for your career when you reach that point.
Yeah, when you're a free agent, there's no reason why you can't make the biggest fights happen. It is what it is. There's no way that they can stop the big fights from happening because we want to do whatever. And I've been saying this for a while now. These came into fruition.
Both fights will take place in Australia. If you beat George in the first fight, how did you feel about that? Was that kind of one of the sticking points with when Eddie was trying to negotiate with DAZN, try and get one over here, or?
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it in the beginning a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Like they were firm on what they wanted, what it would take to get the fight did, and it was what it was. I didn't want to blow the fight. I knew that I could beat him. Whether it was, I knew that if I could beat him one time in Australia, I could beat him twice. So it was like, whatever.
Do you have any concerns travelling out there if the fight was to go the distance and the scorecards didn't read in your favour, if you felt like you were more successful successful of the two of you?
No, because it's neutral judging. I know that's what he's banking on and hoping and praying, but it's not going to happen. At the end of the day, it's going to be a fair fight, fair judging, and we made sure of that. So may the best man win on June 4th.
I know you won't want to look beyond Geroge Kambosos, but have you thought about what could be next in the next chapter of your career, provided you are successfully in both of those bouts?
No, I haven't. I can't look too far ahead because this is the Super Bowl of the lightweight division. This is the biggest fight in the lightweight division for everything. You know, once I win this, what more like can I say? I mean, like I think that they have the top dog with all the belts. So right now, that's just my main focus is just getting past these two.
How do you anticipate the fight playing out, Devin, when you're in the ring? And what's your prediction?
Me being victorious by any means necessary. I will exploit all his weaknesses. I will show that I'm the faster, bigger, stronger man, and I will post my will on it.
And Devin, just one, two quick questions on away from yourself. Obviously, this weekend, Canelo Bivol, what's your take?
I think Canelo just in his prime right now. He's too elite. I don't see anybody beat him right now.
I remember we've seen talks of Canelo and Usyk potentially facing each other, whether it be cruiserweight or 1 pound over the cruiserweight limit. What would be your thoughts if we ever saw that?
That'd be hard because we just gotta see if the fight really happens. Of course, Usyk is a beast. He's huge compared to Canelo, so I don't know. We just gotta see.
All right, Devin, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Hey guys, can you get into an actual line because I don't know who was here first, and then everybody gets upset. So you can do an actual line coming.
Are we doing a line this way or down?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
It's supposed to be this way, but you all visit this.
Devin Haney, who's challenging Geroge Kambosos coming up in Australia. Devin, man, this is the stuff that kids like you growing up dream of, like going to fight for all the belts and an enemy territory. Has it dawned on you, like how big this moment is? You being so young, coming into something that's a dream come true for a lot of fighters.
Yeah. I don't think it really dawned on me that much. I don't know. I'm just so like focused on the moment, and it is what it is. It's definitely a dream come true. I thank God for it every day, and
Yeah.
I just gotta go in there and do what I do. But I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and I'm ready to shine.
You're starting to set yourself apart from like your contemporaries at 135. Like, if you look at the past opponents you've had a multiple weight division world champion that might go in the Hall of Fame and Jorge Linares, title challenger in Jojo Diaz, and now going against Geroge Kambosos, who got a big win over Teofimo Lopez. Your resume, I don't think a lot of people are giving you credit for that, like the challenges that you're facing at this point compared to like maybe Ryan or Tank. Do you feel that you should be given more credit for taking these types of fights?
Yeah, I think I can play a little too much. Just to get my credit. I will be the top guys, and that's why I'm so excited for this fight because finally it's been a long time coming, but now I finally am here, and I look to shine on the world will recognize.
What's the mood been like for you coming into this camp and in training?
Man, just focus. Tunnel vision right now. I'm just so my mindset is on pulling at 11 to get me off my game. I've been training so hard, sacrificing so much, and it will show on June 4th.
Yeah.
Different than the other camps, I would imagine, in terms of the intensity.
Yeah. Different. We got more of a head start on this training camp than the last year. Obviously, like we didn't know the announcement, so it's taking long. I'm happy, but this fight would be a win. They had like 10 weeks or something, maybe a little less, to prepare mentally and physically. And even though I always say in the gym, but it's different when you know that you have a opponent in the date.
Is it because it's Geroge Kambosos, or it's because the magnitude of the event and you're going to Australia that the intensity is kind of kicked up a bit?
No, because this is his legacy. It could be Geroge Kambosos or Jim Kambosos. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just the legacy. Knowing that after this, I will go to forever, and very few have accomplished.
When you look at Geroge Kambosos and you look at the performance that he had against Teofimo Lopez, do you feel that that version of him is like the best version we saw, or are you expecting like coming into this fight he's gonna kind of step it up a little bit, or can he? Does he have that in his game to be able to step it up a bit?
Yeah, I'm not going to put a cap on his performance like that. Every day preparing for the best. But the things that he did Tito fight, he won't be able to do it against me. I won't exploit him always. The things that he did make wrong, all those mistakes, they made wrong in the Tito fight. Exploit. Yeah.
Honest opinion, Devin, was that performance that he had against Teo, was that a fluke? Was that more Teo, or was that because George is that good?
Oh, we gotta see. We gotta see on June 4th. I can't see if it was a fluke or not. I can't go in there and we prepare for the best. Maybe it was a fluke, maybe not. We don't know. We don't know how good he really is. But when he gets in there with another elite fighter like that, and we'll see. But today, after this fight, I will make it average no matter what.
So when you see the clips, I guess what comes through your mind? Do you think like when you see him hitting the bag and putting those clips on social media, do you think that's average? I know how to deal with that.
I mean, anybody.
He's like awesome right there, start shit.
Telling you what to do. All true boxers know that. I see mistakes.
You're not used to it.
We watch closely.
Yeah, my colleagues interviewed him before. They're like, he's gonna talk.
What do you make of all the stuff that he's been saying on social media in interviews during his media days about you?
It was impressive. It was hot.
Easier on the outside. It's just
He's got a lot of performance. This one's good. It's pretty good.
we will see. I will make it work.
I know a lot has been said about you going to Australia. You're confident. You feel you're going to dominate the fight, and if a fighter dominates a fight, they shouldn't have a worry with the judges. But given international judges, they do sometimes favor a pressure guy that puts on pressure, regardless of how technical the fighter is. Is that something you have discussed with the team about, like approaching the early stages of the fight?
No,
Rematch. I know you signed up for 2 deals, but are you going to push to have the fight here if you become undisputed and you end up winning the fight over there in Australia?
No.
Is this going to be your last fight? You feel it? The weight class 135, like I know you mentioned in the past that it's getting harder for you to make 135. Yeah.
We gotta see.
See, I'm not tripping. See, thank you. Because I thought it was like your height or your height. Yeah.
My last one for you, Devin. I feel like this is kind of growing into a fight with you and Lomachenko, something that you wanted, or maybe even you and Ryan. You feel like it's going in that direction?
I'm just going towards all the big fights. Everybody knows so it's going for lightweight division. That's our Devin Haney has Devin Haney saying, hey, I'll fight you.
All right. Hey, Devin, man, good seeing you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate this man right here. Devin Haney challenging for greatness, going to Australia, facing Geroge Kambosos coming up.
Thanks for that. Devin, with Devin right over there.
Hey, my fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Devin Haney. Devin, it's good to see you. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. We're finally going to have or put an end to the dispute over the undisputed title. It seems like that's been an ongoing debate as to whether Geroge Kambosos Jr. is fully undisputed.
We got to thank Devin Haney for that. Devin Haney made that happen. Devin Haney gave the fans what they wanted, and took what a lot of other fighters in my position took. So what's up, putting the stop to it and
keeping it light today.
Yeah, well, here we are. Finally, George has, or you mentioned online that you felt that the fight was forced, like you forced it to happen. It seemed online, because I'm just going off of what we see from you tweeting and him tweeting. It seemed online that you guys both wanted this stuff.
Yeah.
So you tell me what I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, he was trying to do everything to get out of the fight. First, he was going towards the Lomachenko route. Then he was threatening that he was going to go fight some other fighters, and a lot of other fighters in my position would have taken. I mean, the deal that I got offered it wasn't a deal for another champion. It wasn't for somebody in my position. It wasn't.
So you jumped through hoops to make it happen.
Yeah, and that's why I said the fans was demanding the fight. The fans wanted to see the fight, and truthfully, it wouldn't be a big Marvel stadium and all this. I'm sure it wasn't that. They never would have been putting money up if it wasn't him fighting a top fighter like Devin Haney.
He recently says that although you're a really good fighter, he doesn't consider you an elite fighter.
Yeah, he can say what he wants to say. So he probably doesn't. He hasn't been in the ring. At the end of the day, I think that's I really so when I beat him, give me my credit.
So he's sort of mentioned in media interviews that he is looking towards a tank fight. Yeah. Do you feel that he's overlooking you?
No, they all said that. They all said it is what it is. Fight or Ryan Garcia fight after they beat me. So it is what it is. He can say what he want to say. June 4th, I'll be walking away with the belts and be looking to do it again.
So I'm one of those people that actually like a little bit of trash talk, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it builds a fight. And Rolly Romero recently, have you seen what he said about you? Like Rolly basically called you and Loma a bum. You don't got a chin.
Every day he says something new. I can't keep up with that. He can say what he wants to say. He got to fight ahead. I got to fight ahead. I'm focused on the Geroge Kambosos.
He says if he beats Tank that he never plans to fight you or Loma. What do you make of that?
No shit. No shit.
Because he called you guys bums. He's like, oh, that's why he's not fighting you.
Listen, he might be stupid, but he ain't crazy.
Okay, fair enough. I know that you never want to overlook a fight, but a lot of people are looking at this as if you, and I say if because I have to be subjective here, if you win against Geroge Kambosos Jr. and become the undisputed champion, a lot of people are looking at that as a possibility of you fighting Vasily Lomachenko. I know that, I remember years ago I interviewed you about it and you felt like Loma didn't want any part of that smoke. Do you think that it could finally happen now that you hold the titles that he wants back so badly? I'll give you a minute.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not ducking or dodging nobody. I'll fight anybody. After this, I will be the guy that's calling the shots and saying, hey, you want to fight? Let's do it. You want to fight? Let's do it. I'm not getting the belts to duck or dodge anybody. So, if he makes it, hopefully, God, I pray that he makes it out of this situation. I never wish that upon anybody. So yeah, after that, whenever it is, it's back. Of course, I will entertain it.
And just slightly off topic, my last question for you. Canelo obviously fights this weekend against Bivol. He already becoming undisputed at super middleweight. He's now attempting at light heavy. He mentioned recently that he wouldn't mind fighting Alexander Usyk at 1 pound over the cruiserweight limit. What do you make of him, of sort of attempting at greatness the way that he is?
Man, you gotta respect the guy.
Yeah.
He's a true champion. He's willing to test his skills, go up. He's at, what is he, 154?
Yeah, well, no, wasn't he at 147 at one point?
Yeah, I just had this debate with somebody.
Yeah.
I said 147, they said 154. But yeah, he won his first world title. So
crazy though.
You gotta commend the guy like that. You gotta commend the guy like that. He's a true throwback fighter, and nothing but respect for him, especially if that happens.
Let's really go there. What do you think? Like, do you think that he could have the chance at winning?
Yeah, I think he could have the chance.
How are you? Congratulations on number 2.
Skills pay the bills.
No.
Size doesn't really matter. At
You get
some
to
points
ride
it
it out
does,
now.
but
I get to watch all
Usyk is
the
hella
people.
skillful himself.
yeah, see, that's why it's a great
See,
fight.
y'all watch me suffer through little childdom. Now I get to watch all of y'all suffer through little childdom. My kid's a freshman in college.
I didn't say he would win. I
So
said
her
it's a
mama
winnable fight.
can't get
Could
it
he win?
cracking.
You wouldn't bet your house on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet my house on it, but
Okay. I told her stay in school.
it would be
do
a good
good.
fight. It would be something.
Yeah.
Back till the summer and
One
get a
hell of
job
fight.
there.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
I
it.
think
All the
I'm
best
after
to
you,
you
Sean.
on June the 4th in Australia. Crazy going all the way to Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a dream
Oh,
come
okay,
true
yeah.
for me. I never thought that I would be fighting in Australia for Undisputed, but here we are. We can come out with all the best.
Well, real champions travel abroad. They don't just stick to one country, so you're doing the right. You're traveling, man. There you go. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Bye, fans. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What's up, Devin?
It's good, Sean.
Good to see you, bro. Good to go. Let's zoom in on the champ a little bit. All right, FightHype.com here with Devin the Dream Haney. The dream maybe coming true June 5th, right, Devin? But
Yeah, God willing. You know, we come out victorious. I've been training hard. I know that I'm the better fighter. There's nothing that he does better than me. No way that he can beat me, and I will show it on June 4th.
do you expect in this fight not just to beat him convincingly, but to hurt him at some point, maybe surprise people?
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to go in there and I want to hurt him. But we just got to see on June 4th.
You know, people have been talking a lot about his speed, but how much do you feel like that Linares fight, you know, prepared you to deal with that speed? And what do you think of all the talk of the speed, too?
At the end of the day, he can be fast as he want on the pads. He can be fast as you want on the bag. It's different when you're in there with Devin Haney. And I will show. It is what it is. You know, anybody can be fast when somebody's telling you to do the combinations, or you know, a bag is right there in front of you and it's not punching back. It's different when you're in there with Devin Haney, and I will show. Timing any day of the week. I don't give a fuck how fast you is. If you got timing, you can stop that speed.
You know, because of the speed, Diaz, Linares, these last kind of guys been keeping the hands up.
Yeah.
You know, styles make fights, and they've been handcuffed by the speed a little bit, but Kambosos likes to keep that lead hand low. And do you feel like you could make him pay for that? You know,
I mean,
and maybe get something off cleaner than the other guys because he's keeping that hand low and trying to, you know, instead of.
But he is tricky when he keeps his hand low. So you got to just be mindful of that. He is tricky. You know, he has his hand low for a reason. But you know, it's things I look to exploit when I'm in the ring.
Yeah, I just mean, is that gonna be tougher to get away with a guy with your length and your speed? You know,
talking too much, huh? Talking too much.
I watched the tape. But how important in this fight is going to be your ability to improvise and adjust on the fly?
No, that's just how true champions are made of. You know, you got to be able to make adjustments in there. Every fight is not going to be going how you want. You know, you make adjustments as you go on, and that's the key to every fight. I go in there, I make adjustments. No matter, we may come in with a game plan and it may not be working, but I always find a way to get it done because I make adjustments, and that's the key.
What do you make of all the talk of the judging over there? Do you feel like you have to win 8 or 9 and not just 7 to get a decision over there?
Yeah, I don't focus on that because it's neutral judging. I'm gonna go in there like any other fight and do what I do best and come out on top.
How was it having Bud Crawford down there in the Bay with you, and what was that experience?
Yeah, it was good. But me and Bud, we've been cool for a long time, so it was good. for us to get it in together, and he's a true champion.
What'd you get out of that? Like, what was anything he told you?
He was just showing me tricks and stuff like that. Just stuff from his own experience.
Tricks you can't share with us, right?
Of course not.
But I saw he's an aggressive guy. He started wrestling your big bodyguard, and what you think of that? Is he just like an alpha male type?
He just love to play. Bud loves to play. He want to play all day. But nah, he's a good guy. I fuck with Bud.
And any thoughts on that fight with Spence? That everybody wants to see.
Yeah, it's a great fight. It's great for boxing. I fuck with Bud. Fuck with Earl. May the best man win. And I just want to see the fight happen as a fan. I want to sit back and get some popcorn and watch the fight.
What did you think of Shakur's fight over the weekend? I know you were there front row.
Shakur went in there and he did everything that I thought he would do. He fought a great fight. He came out victorious, and I'm happy for him.
Do you feel like you're going to beat Kambosos just as decisively as he won that fight?
Yeah, styles make fights. At the end of the day, I will go in there and be victorious. And the way he went may not be the way that I win. We got to see. Geroge Kambosos is not Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is not Geroge Kambosos. So.
I guess I meant more like the scoring, how it ended up 10-2.
Of course. It will be a shutout.
So even more than that.
It will be a shutout.
And Shakur has said, because he's now top dog at 30, you win this fight, you're top dog at 35. I know it's not in the near future, but he said, maybe one day you and him at 140. Do you feel like that's inevitably going to be a big fight, you and Stevenson?
Yeah. One day for sure.
And
I'm not ducking or dodging nobody. I'm taking on all comers. Got a lot of respect for him. Got a lot of respect for me. But one day the fight's gonna happen. It's gonna be for a lot of money and a huge legacy fight. So, it all starts with June 4th for me.
And lastly, just gotta ask you about the other lightweight fight a week before you in Brooklyn, Broly and Tank. Do you give Broly any chance of pulling off that upset? I know you sparred both guys.
I mean, it's boxing. Anything can happen in boxing. Does he have the skills to win? No. Does he have the punch to go in there and land a lucky shot? Very slim, but it's boxing. You can't count nobody out. You can't take nobody lightly. So, yeah.
You think we'll ever see you against the winner of that fight, too? And I know you expect it to be Tank.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm willing to fight whoever, wherever, whenever. After this, I will be the guy at 135. And I'm not ducking or dodging nobody. I want to fight the best of the best. I want to prove how good I really am.
So after this fight, they got to call you.
No. I'm still the champ, but I'm still be calling for these guys because it's just the type of fighter I am.
All right, and thank you, Devin. Good luck to you June 5th, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got to go there.
Cool. Thanks,
Andre,
Devin.
then Andres.
What we got to do?
What's up, Devin? Oh my God! I'm trying to give you a fist bump. Fight Haney.
Bro, his jab is underestimated. His jab is underestimated like that. Huh? Knocked out?
Oh, that's gonna be war.
You being in camp with Devin, like seeing this matchup with a guy like this, aggressive and likes to throw a lot, Devin is more of a technician. The more you throw, the more you get punched.
You gotta bang.
You said it will be a shot.
And that's the always way. And that's what this is about. You like a guy to come in and throw a lot of punches. Like a guy to get aggressive. You know what I mean? And I look forward to Kambosos.
When you look at this fight, too, this is for all the belts. Devin, very young, striving for something like this. I think it's very rare. Like you look at the other lightweights, and I mentioned to Devin, like I feel like he's slowly starting to set himself apart from the he's fighting now.
Caesar's pounds. Good looking. To rest and lines that they say that's the size of the street. No. Yes, sir, he get it bigger than Venetian and Bellagio. I'm talking about what we from. Fighters are the boss. Promoters work for fighters. AJ ain't white on time. He deep fried. Yes, sir, we pay for G-Nate.
So given that, then I guess there's a lot of fighters that don't want to do fights.
We want to do a lot of we come to do it like gangster brother. We play them like a film.
Fighters have gone along with the
that way that part.
that they've been giving is that the whole cliche thing is whoever they put in front of me, I'm going to
22,000 square foot mansion. He did around
that is true.
the only mansion
But
with
it
the
also
commercial
goes
road.
a lot
I'm not lying.
fighters
We come
take
to
charge
deep
of
front
the
of
career when it comes to legacy. Early on when fighters build up their career, once that you're at the top of the food chain and you're asking for this incredible money and all the other things, then you definitely have a say so.
The Haney's gonna rise and they
Yeah, no, that's true. Like at the end of the day, like everybody works for the fight. Like they're the boss. They're the ones that have to do all the hard work. They go in there and they take the money. So you know, I agree with that sentiment. Bill, you guys going to Australia? You guys win? You guys gonna go back to Australia, or are you guys gonna want to push to have the fight over here in the US?
Oh, absolutely. We look forward to going over there and ultimately turning some Australians into fans of Devin Haney. You know what I mean? And just by his performance. One thing that we're going to do is, we're going to go into it and we're going to gain their respect. Oh, really? To push him on the stage and be as professional, right? As we should be, to do all the things that we need to do.
The future, Bill. You guys get past the two fights with Geroge Kambosos. Like, how do you kind of want to navigate fights for Devin? There's Ryan out there, there's Ramanta out there. I know that at 135, sometimes it's a bit hard to squeeze down to for Devin. You feel things up, or would you like him to like stick around and get those fights with Ryan and KO?
Well, right now, Ryan and all intent and purpose, they're the Lakers right now. They're not in the playoffs. They're not in the, you know what I mean? They're not there, you know what I mean? I give a comparison to the Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. Right? No matter how much a fan of you are, the Patriots, the Raiders, or whatever, your team is not in. So us preparing for anybody other than Geroge Kambosos would be underestimating Geroge Kambosos. I would look past him, right? I'm looking at him, and that's for me personally, we're kind of preparing. And once we become victorious, then it'll take some time, right? And then look at the rest of the landscape.
What would you like though? What do you think would be like just a great fight that you want to see outside of Kambosos, if you guys win? And I know you guys aren't overlooking Kambosos, but just a hypothetical. When you look at the future two-fight deal with Top Rank, are you guys looking to go the route like Canelo's doing, like a free agency where you can kind of go here for 2 fights, go there for 2 fights, or are you wanting to go back to like the match room for the thing?
Well, we want to make the best fights happen, and shout out to Eddie and Zone and Maximum. Getting contraction tie us to a situation where we couldn't make the legacy defining fight. The next fight after this is a fight for legacy. Then of course it's whoever, and I'm sure Eddie will stand behind that.
That's good, because now we're getting the fight side to see with the fighters. No, ultimately, Bill, like, what happens in this fight? And what do you think is going to make the difference and be the key in this?
What's the difference? Boxing quintessential. I think that Kambosos has a certain skill set that Devin will ultimately handle from what he likes to do in terms of that, and see how he does with what he doesn't like to do. Right? See what kind of fighter is he? Is he a fighter? Right? Or is he just a one-dimensional fighter? So that's what we look at. The shots will sharpen every tool in the toolbox, and we're prepared to make every adjustment needed.
Do you think Devin will separate himself in the fight and be dominant? Like, do you see him taking over there earlier, or do you think like by the end of 12 rounds it's going to be a thing that like builds up?
Well, we have been in a close fight.
So you don't think this will be a close fight then?
Well, listen, we've never been in a close fight. We've always prepared under the same, pretense. So we look forward to it just Devin going and doing what he does. Being the dominant Devin that he is. And, the job
That's true. Bill, good seeing you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Here with Bill Haney, Marcos Villegas.
Thank you.
Good stuff, Bill.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Bill. Mind if we catch you for a minute?
Come on, bro.
Let's do it.
Come on. Arms feeling good?
You got it right. Cool.
Hey, baby.
What's up, D-Dog?
My man right here.
All right.
FightHype.com here.
Hold on.
We got you.
So his look like everybody else. His look like everybody else.
Take go Devin Haney fast and he's on. I need to get out some hurt.
All right, FightHype.com here with the father and trainer of Devin Haney, Bill Haney. Man, the true undisputed championship on the line, June 5th. Bill, first of all, man, you started with Devin having to, I believe, pay out of your own pocket in Mexico to get him fights, and now it's all the way here at the undisputed title fight. How's this feel for you, just getting him this far?
Well, we don't want to go back down memory lane to the bad days, to the tough days. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're happy that Devin is now in the Super Bowl of the lightweight division, right? It'll be in Melbourne, Australia, June 4th against a hell of a rugged and talented fighter in Geroge Kambosos. It's truly a Cinderella story for both George and Jim, fighting up the ranks to be in this position, to have a fight at home against our Australian fans, right? We also have Lou DiBella, who's the lead promoter on this. Another Cinderella story for him, making a resurgence to the top and having an event like this, right? And of course, Devin and me. Our story is becoming legendary in terms of how we had to claw and fight our way to being in this position.
I know you can't give away too much about the game plan, obviously, but Kambosos, there's been a lot of talk about his speed, and he likes to keep that lead hand low. And do you feel like styles make fights, and that's going to cost him, that kind of keeping the lead hand low and that kind of style against a guy like Devin who can match his speed and is long? And what do you think, Bill?
Well, I think that he has about as many tools as Ace Hardware, and we got more tools than Home Depot. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to come down to who has the tools to make the adjustments. We don't take anything away from Geroge Kambosos. We know that a fight of this magnitude, he'll get up for it. We know that he beat Teofimo Lopez, so that made him at least a 30% better fighter, according to my brother Hasim Rockman. Hasim told me, he said, Has, you told me that once a fighter wins a fight like this, they become even better, right?
Legendary status, champ.
Yeah.
That's where Devin going.
Yeah, so we're prepared. We're prepared in a way for him, the fighter that he says that he is, and not the fighter that he was against Teofimo Lopez. It's hard to prepare for a fighter when a fighter comes in and does something else different. So what we're going to do is the same thing that we've been doing. We got an array of tools in the toolbox. We'll be sharp and ready to make all the adjustments.
I know it's just about getting the victory, and getting those titles home, Bill, but do you feel like Devin's not just going to win this fight? He's going to hurt Kambosos at some point in this fight.
Inshallah, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is to become victorious and to get the W.
Kambosos said he was going to strip Devin of his career. What's your response to that?
I want to say first shout out Skip. Thank you for coming. Shout out to Aki TV, Dante's Boxing Nation, for you guys coming and being here. Well, one thing that he does as a fighter, he does fighter talk. He's speaking from a fighter. We expect him to say everything that he needs to say to try to get into Devin's head, but it's not going to work. He didn't strip Teofimo Lopez of his career. He didn't strip Mickey Bay of his career. He didn't strip Lee Selby of his career. So why would we ever think that he's going to strip Devin Haney?
When you hear him talking like that, does it remind you of Teofimo, like getting too big after winning your titles?
Well, like I said, it's our time to prepare for the fighter that he says that he is. And I hope that he comes in on his A game, right? And then, Devin can be an A+. We know that with Devin, the better the fighter, the better he rises to the occasion. So we look forward to a healthy Kambosos, and I pray that he is, and I pray that he comes in on his A game, and Devin is able to showcase why he is the best fighter in the lightweight division.
What's some of the things you think you know, he showcases in this fight, you know, that we haven't got to see in the last couple fights? Because like you said, he's going to go up with the caliber of opposition.
Well, that's what I want everyone to come out and watch. That's what I want everyone, all the Australians, to gain their respect. I know that they're going to go in there with they're going to go in there pulling for Geroge Kambosos, as expected. And Devin put on the performance of Devin's lifetime and gain the respect of the fans, and hopefully gain some new Australian fans.
Do you believe he really didn't want this fight in the first place?
I don't even think about that anymore, because now the fight is made. It's all about being prepared, you know, for the best fighter that Kambosos said that he's going to be.
Hey, Kambosos recently said he doesn't view Devin as a champion. Does that surprise you? Because when he met Devin face to face, he said he respects him as a champion. So what changed?
Hey, George, he's not a real champion. He's not a good fighter. Just, you don't have to prepare for anything. Just be easy. Just be easy. Let George prepare that way. Let George think that way. We don't think that. We know that you're a hell of a fighter, George. We know that you have some tremendous fans in Australia. We're preparing, you know what I mean, for that, and we look forward to it.
Is it important for Devin to win to set a precedent for young guys to take the chance that a lot of guys don't want to take? You know, you got to sign with a new promoter. You got to go through a lot to get the opportunity you want. Is it important that, you know, Devin wins this to set that example for the young guys?
We didn't do a deal with a new promoter. We did a deal with the legendary promoter, and both Lou DiBella and Bob Arum in Top Rank to make this thing happen. You know, shout out to Lou, who is the lead promoter in this fight, right? And you know, he gave me his word. He said that if the fight couldn't happen between Lomachenko and Kambosos, that he would revisit an opportunity for Devin. He was a man of his word, and we made it happen. Top Rank didn't hesitate. They did smart business instead of being personal about it, and also they put something on the table with ESPN. So, you know, with some great teams that made it happen. Peter Kahn, the manager, you know what I mean, spent countless hours on the phone with me back and forth with making it happen. So, you know what I mean, for all intent and purposes, I expect nothing but professionalism. Sometimes people were asking me the question about the judges. Well, my answer to that is that when you have promoters who are on their A game, you have fighters that are on their A game, you have managers who are on their A game, why would we expect promoters to come in and do a C-level performance or a D-level performance or an F for that matter? You know, we think and we believe that when the time comes, everyone is going to rise to the occasion and do a great job.
Well, Devin said he feels it's going to be a shutout. Is that he's going to win every round?
Well, listen. We haven't been in any close fights. We haven't seen anyone to do that. So Devin's confidence is where his confidence is as a fighter, right? And I don't expect him to not think that. I don't expect him to not believe it. We haven't saw anything in Kambosos that we haven't seen. Yeah. You know that he's been he's trained with the best of them. He's been in the ring with quality fighters, right? And we haven't had any close fights. But we can't prepare for Kambosos in a way that he's not as an elite as he says he is. He says he's an elite fighter. He says he's the emperor. So we're preparing for the emperor.
Bill, what would you say is the deepest division in boxing right now, lightweight or welterweight?
Well, I would say that in talent-wise, the deepest division is the lightweight division. I would say experience-wise, it would be the welterweight division.
Speaking of welterweight, what was that like having Bud come down to the Bay Area to visit Devin and you guys?
Oh man, it means everything to us. A fighter like Bud to come in, and even if he just blesses us with anything, right? You know, he's a very experienced fighter at the top of the game. So you know, it was a blessing for him to come in. You know what I mean? We have a great relationship with him, but we also have a great relationship with Earl. And and very much as fans, we're looking for that fight. We're looking for that fight for them to you know what I mean, make it happen. To be
everybody wants to see.
Right. So, you know, I don't believe that you can pick either one of them. I wouldn't bet. You know what I'm saying? I would just say sit back and enjoy it.
Did Devin said Bud imparted with him some tricks? You know, he's not going to tell us what they were. But did Bud show him on the mitts? Did he get in the ring with Devin to give him some?
You'd have to ask Devin that question. I know that they spent some time together, some intimate time, you know, private between them, and he shared some things with him, and you know, you'd have to hear it from there.
He wanted to wrestle the big guy, man. He wanted to wrestle. Is he like an alpha male type? You know.
Terrence Crawford is every bit of an alpha male. Oh, he's a stud. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's what we say a real one. You see what I mean?
It's 2 alpha males in that fight.
Oh, absolutely, because Earl is a real one too. You know what I'm saying?
Two alpha males in this fight, or only one, Devin Haney?
Oh no, it's definitely 2 alpha males in this fight as well.
You think it's going to be exciting fight, or is Devin gonna be not let it be competitive enough to be exciting, or an exciting ass whooping, like you've said in the past too about it?
Well, the thing that Devin does is he handicaps the fighter in terms of what he does best. So it'll be interesting for an interesting chess match in the sense of, will Kambosos be able to make the adjustments as Devin make the adjustments?
Is that one of the biggest things in your son's favor, his ability to improvise and make it up as he goes?
Oh, absolutely. Our job is to sharpen it up, and of course we have an ultimate game plan, then we have another game plan, and we have another game plan. So we'll make the right adjustments on fight night.
Is there times you see him in the ring though, just make his own shit up, like, not get away from the game plan, but he winds up seeing something that only he could see, you know?
Well, it's like John Wooden said, you can teach a fighter to lay up, but you can't teach him a 360 dunk. You see what I mean? So you give the fighter the basics, and when he see him throw the triple left hook or something like that, that's athleticism. That's the fighter. That's what's inside him.
And just because Shakur winning over Sat made him top dog at 30. If Devin wins, he's top dog at 35. Not in the near future, but Shakur's talked about that fight could happen at 140, down the line. Do you feel like that's inevitably a big fight, your son and Shakur?
Oh, absolutely. Shakur is a hell of a talent. He did an amazing job on Oscar Valdez, and all those are big fights. You know what I mean? Whether it be Tank, whether it be Shakur, whether it be Ryan. But for us, we're in the Super Bowl of the lightweight division right now. And I don't look past Geroge Kambosos. I'm not looking at anyone else. I'm looking at Geroge Kambosos and defeating him.
And again, just because I'm just going off watching tape, is it that just to compare Devin and Shakur, because they're 2 of the top young Americans, is Shakur more fundamentals type and Devin more creative?
Right.
Do you know what would you say that's fair, or like what's?
Well, they're good friends and considered they consider each other like god brothers or like cousins or something like that, right? So they share a lot of secrets and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But ultimately they have 2 different styles that they bring to the table. And I respect what Wally Moses has done with Shakur as well, you know what I mean? But they're 2 totally different fighters.
Yeah, and Devin said that fight should happen when it's for a lot of money.
Well, it'll happen when the time is right.
Right. And then just lastly, Bill, man, any prediction on Rolly and Tank?
Tank by murder.
You give Rolly any chance? The Mayorga chance, the puncher's chance?
So 0 to 10, which one 0 being low and 10 being what?
Yeah.
I give him 1, a puncher's chance.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate you. Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
He playing on. That's a little.
You hear that? Galati, good luck. You might want to get him. That's Chef James Lockwood, boy. That's the motherfucker dude's guy. Good luck with Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, go set up over there so you can get him next. Yes, he's Devin's nutritionist.
He's putting maximum effort in the gym, on the track, and his calories reflect that. When we need to take time off and restrict calories, he rests well. It's a good camp for him, and it's not going to be a problem to make that 135. That'll be real easy.
You're going to be in Australia?
Absolutely.
Excellent, bro. I'll see you there, brother.
Sounds good. Appreciate you. Thank you for
so
your
much,
time.
man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I will. Tell me your name again. I'm sorry.
Steven.
Yeah.
Who's going to FightHype?
Hi. Nice to meet you, James.
James?
Yeah.
Chef Lockwood.
Yeah. Nutrition chef.
Chef James Lockwood. Call him Chef Lockwood.
All right, I got off from FightHype.com. I'm here with James Lockwood, Mr. Chef of everybody. I'm here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Appreciate you.
First and foremost, just a little bit background of, for some of the fans who don't know who you are. You're obviously Devin's nutritionist.
Yep.
A little more background and things like that.
Yeah, man. I've been doing this since 2009 professionally, working with all the athletes, at the top level in the UFC and in boxing. Boxing is where I kind of like to hang. I like boxing a little bit more. And I've been working with everybody, man. It's a blessing to be able to watch these top tier athletes perform at high levels and give them what they need to make sure that they are fully fueled and ready to fight.
Now, I know you have your own resume. It's not a cop build, but I know you've worked with a lot of great people. Sure. You get some of the names like obviously Devin.
Yeah, Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Badu Jack, Ali Akhmedov. Those are the top guys I've worked with, and those are the kind of the guys. I hope that their fights kind of work around one another, so I can keep going back and forth. So currently, it's working out great.
Now, without revealing your sauce, because good chef never,
Of course,
but just the process of what makes you different than everyone else, and why that they come to you.
I don't really know what makes me different than anyone else because I'm not really focused on what anybody else is doing. I just focus on what my athletes are doing, how they're training, when they're taking days off, when they travel, all of that stuff, and we just feed them accordingly. So I communicate with their coaches to make sure that I understand how they're training, duration, intensity, that type of thing, and then I just give them the right ingredients at the right time.
And with this, you're managing what goes in his body based on his activity level, personal diet, obviously his preferences.
Sure.
But some of these fighters may be a little bit bigger and may have a harder time slimming down. Is that something that you take into account? How do you go about managing their health, but also getting them the right amount of nutrition so that they can maintain that weight cut?
Sure. So it's, timing is everything. But really, when you're putting in the right ingredients at the right time, the weight falls off. They do the work. I just make sure that they're not getting too much and not getting too little. So they train hard, the weight comes off. It's really as kind of as simple as that. And then I address, a lot of the micronutrients. We're always addressing cellular repair and that type of thing to make sure that they are recovering as fast as possible.
And seeing that some fighters don't use, the nutritionist or have things like this, when they get to you, let's say a fighter hasn't, do they immediately say, wow, I'm never not going to have one, this is life-changing? Is that normally the response?
The response I get most oftentimes is that they feel what we're doing. So a lot of guys are surprised at how much they eat and how good they feel, and then the number on the scale is where it should be. Mm-hmm. So that's it. And it is timing. It's just understanding what things need to go into the body and when. And that's it. So, we keep the water intake high. We address the micronutrients, obviously the macronutrients, and we just make sure that they aren't stressed about how much do I eat, when do I eat. I handle all of that. They can focus on training and becoming the best in the boxing ring.
And now a little bit with Devin, some people feel like he's obviously a growing boy.
Sure.
And eventually fighters and age and things like that leave the weight class. And at certain points, that's that point when they have to make the transition. Devin's considered kind of that growing stage now, and he's probably going to make that transition pretty soon.
Sure.
Right now, do you see that? Is that or I guess, does he look like he's kind of getting to a bigger stage, or he's able to manage his weight comfortably?
Able to manage his weight extremely comfortably, yeah. Like I said, with him, he can eat a lot for sure. He's got those natural genetics that are tremendous, but he could fight it wherever he wants to fight, as long as we do things the right way and have the right amount of time to do them. So, yeah, not a problem for him.
And obviously, I'm sure you got a chef special that everyone kind of consistently, no matter who you send it to, what would be that dish?
There's not one dish in particular because I work with so many different athletes, and they're all, from different ethnicities to different demographic,
So you're worldly cook.
I am. What I will tell you is I like to take my guys on an international world tour. So we touch cuisine from all over the world, and then we tune into what they like best.
And just last couple questions. When it comes to you obviously feeding the fighters, but can you tell the physique when the fighters go on the scale that they're malnutrition, or is it just maybe they just had a bad cut? Is it that obvious for someone like you that you can see someone?
I like to think I can. For athletes that I work with, 100% I can tell what's going on just by looking at them because we spend so much time together and we're connected at the hip. You look at guys on the scale and there's certain telltale signs you can see, but I really don't focus on things that I'm not involved in. I'm extremely focused on the guys I work with just to make sure that they have what they need when they need it.
And obviously in this camp, Devin's very dedicated as always, but this is obviously the biggest fight of his career. He's going for all the marbles, he's going overseas, things of that nature. From what you've seen working with Devin, does he bring those titles back home?
100% without a doubt. Very, very confident. Very, very confident.
Any predictions or anything?
No. I stick to the nutrition. You could talk to the boxing coaches about that, but I just predict we're coming home with some new belts.
Awesome. Before I let you go, for social media and website things that they can follow, other athletes that you want to consider you in their camp.
Instagram, James Lockwood. It's just my name, James Lockwood. You'll see me in a chef coat, ready to rock.
And you're going to be in as well, right?
I am, yes.
Are you excited? Just have
Extremely excited. You know, this is my third unification fight in a row. I was with Caleb Plant for the Canelo fight. I was with Triple G for the Murata fight, and now Devin Haney for the Kambosos fight. And then, you know, there's a few more fights lined up that it's going to be an extremely exciting year, and I can't wait.
So you were in Japan as well?
100%.
What's your thoughts on Gennady's performance?
Oh, he's the utmost professional. He's fully dedicated. He's fully focused, and it's a pleasure to be around because he trusts in what we're doing. So there's no questions.
Ready for the Canelo 3?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait. I want someone to
I know I've seen you on one of these screens.
Alright, y'all. So, if you guys are just jumping into the live, pretty much just breaking it down. We got Devin way earlier. We got Bill Haney. So, just rewind the live back if you missed anything, and just stay tuned in because we're going to go from the live interviews going straight to the media workout. So just hang in there, hang tight, just hang around. Some of the other media guys are finishing up doing their interviews, and then from that point we're going to see Devin. He's going to be flying out to Australia Sunday, so this is going to probably be the last few times you're going to see him here in the States. But we get a glimpse of how he looks already in camp, technique, his physique, things of that nature. And then he's going to be out in Australia for 3 weeks, and then he's going to be locked in for the biggest fight right now, all the marbles. So, pretty exciting times right now. And at this point, just stay in, chat it up, break down who you think is going to win, what round, predictions, things like that. We got everything. We're going to be breaking it down, chopped up into different pieces. But just stay locked in, guys. And we'll be moving around, trying to get as much behind the scenes footage and extra access as much as we can before we go to the Canelo and Dibble press conference here. So, give a friendly reminder, we're going to go from here to the Canelo press conference, and we're going to also go live for that. So we're going to have some extra stuff going down today. And as always, you know, just stay tuned for Fight. We got other interviews that's cut on the side, and just have fun.
He's world champion, so he's already there, but just to put all the pieces together. Depleting yourself before a fight, not hydrating. If you win, gas tanks not full, and you can't expect to win. If you don't win, you still got a relationship with the tank. We're not going to share that right now, but don't you worry, he'll be full and ready to go. Give him a Slim and Dunk. Slim is on vacation. You know, I'm not one to make a prediction, but I do predict that we will become champions. I went Ronnie Golovkin for a couple years, Triple G, but this is my third unification fights in a row. So I've been at the highest level for quite some time now. I'm blessed, grateful, and finally on social media, James Lockwood, on Twitter.
I'll speak on Devin. Devin's not. He's the lead professional. And he's very dedicated in all time. His focus is laser-like and completed wrestling.
So really not the biggest.
Thanks very much for your time.
We were a big country cruiserweight. So I give Canelo a shot. Canelo got chin. So I give him a chance. Frank, I might make him a fan. He lost. One of them lost. He lost with the victory because it put his path to so this is like a blessing in disguise. Just right.
Tell us what you're doing here. You are Devin Haney.
Yeah, I mean, well, Devin like a nephew of mine, man. His dad, like brother. Devin since he walked in the gym. 9, 10 years old. Ever since then, my kids and Devin and my kids, all the all the tournaments in the gym. So it's like we train together for years and years in the gym. Our families are tight.
How have you seen Devin progress?
It's just like, it's unbelievable. Every dream, I just go ahead and follow the team. Again, become world champion. Now I have the opportunity to unify. I've asked the world champion. And that's everything.
What do you make of this fight?
No, just keep it in right now.
I mean, obviously,
Hey Sean, I'm sorry, but is there any way I know that wrong?
That's all right. I see him also. Basically, a lot of credit. So you took the young player out there making money already.
Well, I mean, I would say Trevor Burby. The last guy to beat Muhammad Ali. So I felt going in there fighting, getting a little bit of revenge for one of my idols. I would say Corey Sanders actually won my first world title. Nobody got that. My first world title in 2000 against Corey Sanders. And then I would say that then I got going to four. Because I fought him in Madison Square Garden. World champion. I like it.
Obviously, Devin's been all in the current
Well, when people ask me how would they do it, I think that's a fair question because they would have been preparing for us guys at that time. So I think they would have did their due diligence and they made sure that they were ready. compete on the level that we were. Everybody will prepare for what's in front of her. So what's in front of them might not be in front of them. So I think you guys would have been able to adjust, make the adjustment. They got the side. So obviously you got the killer in front of them and they adjust for that. So I think the fighter, if they were getting a different time, they would have been a champion. They would I think Tyson would be I just think that some fighters would have given them different problems. I've seen fighters that are giving them problems. Tyson's different. I got different
I love the walk away. The walk away. Try to send it now. No, let me send it to you. There's never been 3 consecutive letters on the never been done. Unbelievable. The key was walking away. The key was walking. No, that's my favorite part. That's my favorite I got this spelling of it.
I'm just waiting. I was seeing if I could. Yeah, for sure. You don't have to.
I hate the camera, man.
Stay in the background.
Yeah, I know it. I was saying that.
He's bragging about you.
He was. No. Hey, I'm Ron. I work for FightHype, so.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so I came over to say hi and then, obviously. But I never just put the camera on people, But obviously, legendary work. You're still doing cutman work for, you've done for Tank still, or here and there? I know you've done Floyd and
yeah, I was on the Rapid Tank.
Okay.
I do UFC.
Okay. What do you like better? Hear your heart's out.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like if I don't meet somebody on the Ultimate Fighter or the Tuesday night interview, fight night, I don't know I'm just working niggas. So I don't like boxers. I'm with them. I mean, some people call me
So you work with all the new kind of entry competitive UFC fighters that come in and kind of duke it up for the contract. So, but have you kind of been like, man, one of these guys is going to be one of the great ones, and you don't know which one yet? It's just...
I thought you ride hard. The way you ride hard was I thought you would. But do you watch it?
Yeah. Oh, no. I definitely watch tons of it.
So, when you caught that guy spinning back there?
Yeah.
You just screwed up the business. That really messed him up. They got this thing, he don't like hurt people. But, which is, you're going to hurt them, they're going to hurt you.
I mean, I know that Anderson Silva, it's kind of a tough fight, right? It's a fight when guys legends and guys. But yeah, I know. Yeah, they get so much. Like the ceiling was so high, But fight ultimately, you never know. All it takes is one fight to become one big.
I think Shakur's
just by obviously by his foot.
I don't know, man. Oh yeah, them too.
Oh, your eyes lit up. Like, is he just that much more that he seems like? Because I know some people but I know that might just stop. I don't know. Just power to walk around.
And I don't know if I'm back on this one, but I think Aaron and Trent need to watch out for that.
Like, even at this stage, with all the experience over the years.
I could be wrong, but
I don't get it. I don't take so much time to really appreciate it. Say hi, I don't think I put it on
I don't think we put it on that. I was like talking.
No, it's fair. But if you ever do, I always used to help. I love boxing. I'll let you know.
Комплекс. Анау харамен төбелесесің ондай.
Everybody's good if you got this.
It's not me saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, Junior.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
We're gonna be here, right?
Yeah, basically, if you could, I'll probably cut out here early in the shoot. Well, just let me know if
It's when you put that into, like, I was tired this week here. But I honestly saw somebody walking.
No, because you don't know. You know what you want to do yourself. I have to fly. You don't know what to fly.
11:59 Wednesday. That's where I arrived Thank you. Evet, tuttum onu.
It's been a while.
Push knockout. It caused the knockout to push.
Oh, eu gostei dela, né?
Calma. Viu? Bota aí.
So you can go on it. Yeah. Sign
Okay, cool.
You have the whole fucking almost all the way around. How many ounces are you? Like pay us training,
The cameraman here today? Boxer too.
Behind your feet. Come on, Kelly. Come on.
Amari, you a 49er fan yet? You 49er fan yet? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. We just got to get Devin on board. Yeah. See, he thinks it's soft because it's no. I think he said he likes Mahomes, from what I remember. Not so much a team, but he likes him. Yeah. I like him too. Good. Trey Lance, baby.
Yeah.
Trey area. No, I'm from New York originally, but I lived in San Francisco for when my grandparents were 6 months when I was young, and we went and watched the 49ers, so that became my team. It was 98, 99. Yeah, that was the end, but they were still good, but that was the end. But they were still going to NFC title games, 13-3, but oh, we're back. Yeah, there you go. What about you, Eddie? What's your football team? Yeah, I thought so. Philly. Yeah. No, I got love for Philly. B-Dot. We're talking. You a Niners guy? Are you a Niners guy or not? Raiders. I knew it. I know. Raiders a little too, or Niners a little too soft for your taste. Yeah.
I was born, man. I was born and bred, man. I even got
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever live in San Francisco too, though, or was it just Oakland? Yeah. Only because, it says on the box rec, Dev's born in San Francisco. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Manhattan, but I lived in Brooklyn. I didn't, But you go to the fancy hospital to be born.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Like my son, he was born in Los Angeles and shit, but he said Oakland still his home,
Does he? Did you know, Richie Rich and them?
Yeah, double off for sure.
Huh?
Yeah,
We asked about that.
Yeah, Rapid Forte and Richie Rich.
Yeah. Forte.
I can't say what I'm gonna say it to you like this. Bill swim real good. He's a champion. He has medals and stuff. You ever heard of Eli and Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
They had a brother named Cooper.
Right.
That was never really got his just due.
Right.
That's Cooper.
But he got a son now who's good,
That's
I think.
Cooper, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he got one too named Brian. He's strong and courageous like his daddy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Bill was a
Just
swimmer?
hope he don't, huh?
Bill was a swimmer?
Bill could swim like a fish, boy.
Damn.
All of them. All them kids can. I mean, not kids, all them young men can.
Yeah.
Yeah, take to that water like a fish.
So I gotta ask you then. Did you ever get to cross paths with Pop?
With Tupac?
Yeah. Just because I know he was out
I
there.
never really like.
And he was cool with Richie Rich.
But he was cool with him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Was good with him. But I never.
Anytime, all night long.
Like double.
Best in the world.
Right.
Best in the world. Yes, sir. Tell the truth. What you need? Quick,
And you guys are legends just for being in the same circles with him, man.
19 hours of life, Master Man alive. Beckett Poker Dojo. WBC Kingpin. Yes, sir. He said it. Mauricio Suleiman. Going over to Australia to have fun. Fast hands, Beckett and Poker, they joking. 23 being all we can be in Lord Devin Haney. Yes, sir. The youngest promoter alive and take no dive. The best, the boss with the Lord Devin Haney sauce. Don't pour it on them. They better fear it because we coming in there with the Grandma Nate spirit.
Dope shirt, Devin. You got the USA flag on it.
Who's that on my shirt?
Huh?
I said, who is that on my shirt?
You and Shakur? Is that Shakur on it too?
You see Shakur?
I can't. I'm trying to make out. I see you on the right. Who's on the left? You again?
Devin.
You again. Yep. Okay.
Yes, sir. Handsome Mr. D fighting out there, Las Vegas in the Bay Area City.
You consider that too, though, represent America in this fight, or is that not too much, into the motivate?
From America, but
sure. They'll take a money maker joke break. Captivate, allow me to be the most
definitely representing the country.
Sure. Sure. We'll dance on him all night long. We gonna beat him up, champ. 500 million. 500 million belt stealing. Belt taker, money maker. You're gonna see what happens. Them straps belong to Lord Devin Haney. Strap him around his waist for the championship.
It's all good.
June the 4th, of course. Strap him around your waist. Lord Devin Haney say so. There'll be no Geroge Kambosos.
Hey, what?
The tattoos new?
You said the right word.
You see Geroge Kambosos training with his belts next to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he's doing that?
Why do you think? Yeah, you won't be able to refute it. He will be.
I don't know.
Won't be able to refute it. He will be undisputed.
Enjoying his last few weeks, right?
Did you feel like, because you said this about Tio after he won the belts, like the belts have got to his head a little bit, made him.
For sure.
How so?
His ego. He's a different person.
But what's the fine line there? Because I know you gotta have a big ego to be great, but what's the fine line? Not,
You never know what's the fine line because we don't know.
Make no friends. He's faster than your camera lady.
Who are we to say what's the fine line? But
right.
look how he acts.
You won't be working out with the belts when you get them.
Devin the king, Devin the boss, Devin is boxing. Lord of all lords. Master of the fight game. Ready to do 30 rounds. 30 rounds he will fight. Fight 12 real swell. Hey, Bob. Nobody do it like the Buck. Bob. So, can't go get
Come in, got the Rolls Royce Henry rack. Ready, Henry rack, in the history of boxing. Boxing play. Lord Devin Haney going across the water to make the difference. Ain't no hiding behind the Australian government. Put that poison on them, champ. Neutralizing, paralyzing. We love Australia. We love the Kambosos champ. The opportunity is granted. Yes, sir. One thing about it, your mouth, Lord Devin Haney couldn't stand it. But we love Australia. We coming to do it over there and showcase it. Showcase the skills of Lord Devin Haney, the one to pay the bill. Put us on the back and cash the check and keep us playing. I'm right here with you. I love it.
I might come ready.
Anytime.
Dream work.
Can I shoot, ladies? Thanks.
Show them too much, champ. They watching. Don't show them too much, champ. Don't show them too much. Give them the surprise on June 4th. Give them a sample. You ain't gonna give them too much.
Cameras can't catch you nowhere, boss man. He's too fast.
You're right. I forgot about that. You're right, Church. Give it to him. The camera can't catch it.
They can't catch the speed that's going to make George fall to his knees. It's going to be the ultimate greatest history in the history of boxing, the spectacle over in Australia. That's right. That's what speed is. Beautiful white Deville teeth, beautiful hair, you rock Devondale, manicure nails, you fight real swell. Young and rich, understand me? Yes, sir. Take them belts real quick. They shotgun. Bunch for bunch. Home over like a plane roll. Not doing roll roll. I'll pay you in for your friend. Major attack as you push that Maybach. That part that way. God damn, you do good, champ. George don't want to dance. He don't want to romance. He don't have a chance. Coming with that nuclear sub. The Moab, mother of all bombs. You saw what happened to Moran, ladies and gentlemen. Put the Bugatti on down board. Come back and walk through the Norwes. Picking both with Diaz. Geroge Kambosos ain't none of the folk. So we know that he's going down to the floor. Lord Devin Haney with the beautiful hands. Beautiful hair. Ready to wrestle with a bear. Kick off with an alligator. Yeah, that big man, he got an elevator. Big time play. Gangster play. Don't catch Kambosos with that hook. Don't catch that crook, champ. That's George Rolls we love the people from Australia. We love them. Stop them, baby. Don't dance and prance and don't show them who's the man. We thank you, Australia. We appreciate Australia. Going across the water to take this opportunity. Yes, sir. Bring the belts. Understand me. Captivate them belts. Major potion going across that ocean.
Let me get my glasses.
Daryl.
Sean, he too small.
Too small?
too small.
What were you saying about 147? That you and that like?
I'm gonna get 147.
Not even just 140.
No.
Hey Devin, just something interesting Camp was telling me about. You know, we talked earlier about Kambosos keeping that lead hand low or whatever. They were saying you learned from the originators of that style, like Floyd Sr. and that he won't be able to do that with you because of that.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. He's tricky with that. You gotta watch out. He's tricky.
But is that true too though? Because you learned from some of the originators of that style, like Roy.
He doesn't really shoulder roll though.
Right.
I come from the shoulder roll, but he don't really shoulder roll. If I say he's tricky, you gotta watch it.
What do you make of him saying, like, and you could chime in on this too, Bill, him saying, pressure is going to bust pipes, that, it doesn't matter, like, his activity and all that?
They all say that.
Exposers say. That's what exposers say.
I mean, that's more JoJo's style than it is Kambosos's, isn't it? To fight that way.
But you gotta watch out because they'll say that and fight a different way.
Right.
So that's why I say, he's tricky. He's tricky.
What's his best attribute?
His durability. He's durable. But we gotta see how durable he is. I can't give him that because I don't know. Gotta go in the ring and see.
Preparing for whatever kind of Geroge Kambosos come. He says that he's an elite fighter. He says that he's the best. So we're preparing for the best. And it's been on fight night. We hope that he's a healthy Geroge Kambosos, and he puts on an A-class performance because you're gonna see an A+ in Devin. The better the competition is, the better you see of Devin. So we hope that he throw all those punches because the more you punch, what happens, champ? The more you get hit. You heard what he said? Did y'all hear?
The more he punches, the more he gets hit.
Okay.
I like fighters that punch a lot because it's more openings.
You're a natural counter puncher kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you leave yourself open.
He fought Gamboa.
But like I said, he's tricky though. His style is tricky, so you got to be smart.
I'm curious, what do you think about Pitbull Cruz when he fought Gamboa?
He went in there, he knocked him out. He did good.
Yeah. What do you make of him as a fighter?
He's a good fighter.
Yeah. Crazy, like how he's wild, like how intense he fights and all that.
Bill, who's working seconds with you for this fight? Second corner man.
Excuse me?
Who's working second corner man for you in this fight? Do we still got Ben Davison for this fight?
Well, we got a surprise, man. Ben Davis wasn't able to come. I mean, Devin is gutted. He has a great relationship with Ben. And for Ben not to be able to come, you know what I'm saying? Because we had all intent and purposes of him being there. But we got a surprise.
Maybe still helping with the game plan overseas?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Shout out Ben and Lee Wiley, who've been sending over our strategy. You know what I'm saying? So for all intent and purposes, if Ben ain't going to be there, you know what I mean? He's going to be there in spirit and also in preparation.
Does that kind of make, Bill, does that make, you've been the head trainer his whole career, but even more fall on your shoulders on fight night, or same deal as always?
I've been with him since he's been a kid, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You can't, he's going to get in there. He has enough in the toolbox. Let's go.
Anytime. Dream working. Watching the display of the sensational speed of Lord Devin Haney. Superman speed, warp speed. Not George Roll. Not George Roll. Let us throw that out. Editing out with a slap of I.A.M. Stop throwing. God damn it, Jake. Infrared beam, Lord Devin Haney the dream.
That's right. There it is. Don't take your money, make a dog play. Top door, you won't play. There. All right. Just up. There, John. That's a little quiver. You the boat. That's up. All right, bro.
Okay.
Nothing like under you. Nothing like under you. Raise the ground you walk on. Hold the throne along. All night. All night long. Super sensation. That's a George imitation. All night long, Lord. All night. None like under you. Praise be the Lord, Devin Haney. Super skeleton. Underneath so all night long.
Thank you guys for coming. You know what I mean?
Looking good, Devin.
Everything else for fight night, please. Understand that it's the biggest fight of his career, and we don't want to give away no more than what we've already got. Look forward to all you guys on June 4th, and Devin putting on a hellacious performance. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Bill.
Scared we were all gonna fall. Oh yeah, just now.
It looks like that's about it. All right, that is all, folks. Thanks for joining us on FightHype Live.